Hi guys, Latifa here. Welcome on another episode of Bringing Nigeria to your screen like never before. I was on a quest alongside a friend to look for hidden treasures in a deep forest in Lagos. But we didn't find the treasure. We found something else. Keep watching to find out. In one of the rural towns in Lagos, we found a local brewery. That is a place where alcohol is made locally, and they even showed us the process at which alcohol is made. This is the amazing part. A lot of people consume alcohol, but few people actually know the content or what makes alcohol. And today I'm going to be telling you that free of charge, and it is not going to take your time. A lot of people consume alcohol in Nigeria, but few people know how it is made. No, that big looking thing is not the alcohol, so don't be scared. Majorly, the alcohol is that thing that is seeping into the keg that you can see down there. And how did they arrive at this junction where we have this liquid pouring from this big looking basin and into these kegs? Alcohol is made by a process called fermentation, and that word is familiar because it was taught in chemistry back then in secondary school, when they told us that it is that process where a substance is broken down into another simpler substance. Here, the substance that's been used is carbohydrates. So when carbohydrates is broken down by microorganisms, you can have alcohol. And it is not just something as easy as just having alcohol. It is a lot of process. And what are the types of carbohydrates that can actually be broken down and would give you alcohol? We have them to be wheat, grapes, sugarcane, and some other ones. But yeah, they're going to be using sugar. We all know that sugar is a byproduct of sugarcane, so it is almost the same. Right here, they mix sugar and yeast to make alcohol, and let me quickly show you how it works. What you are seeing right here in front of you is the mixture of yeast and sugar. What is yeast? Yeast is that thing that will break down sugar and turn it into alcohol. So when you mix them together, it makes that process faster, and it has to be kept in a airtight container. After this, they close it up, because the longer it takes after you've mixed sugar and yeast together, the conk your alcohol will be. If you leave it for a week, it means it's going to be very strong. If you leave it for a month, it's going to be double. In other words, it has to be without oxygen for this fermentation process to happen. That is why it is locked. Right here we have the heated containers, and in these heated containers is where they put the fermented sugar. Please remember that depending on how strong you want the alcohol to be, it has to be locked up for a very long time. And that is very, very, very important, because if you just mix up the thing and quickly you are using it immediately, you won't get the same result. It depends on how strong the alcohol is, then you can actually get what you want from there. Having said that, you transfer the contents, the fermented sugar, into these containers here, and notice something. They use this funnel like thing to transfer the fermented sugar into the container. All right, and this particular container is lighted at a very high temperature. That is, there is light under, there's fire under that is burning it at a very high temperature. So once this thing, this fermented sugar, once it has been burnt, like once it's cooking at a very high temperature, you can see another pipe that has been passed out from the tank. If you focus very well, you'll see that there's a pipe going outward from this tank that has the fermented sugar, and from this pipe it passes through another pipe that has been connected to this big canoe looking thing that has lots of water in it. But to explain that, there's a pipe that flows from this place up to the other end where there's an exit pipe. And this is the other end where there's an exit pipe. You can see the exit pipe that has a keg and a funnel taking in, like, receiving the contents. But here is something. All right, is this all there is to making alcohol? Yes, but not all there is to making alcohol. Actually, if you look into this big canoe looking basin up there, you see this liquid that looks brownish. Yes, that liquid that looks brownish is water. All right, but because it is opened water, it's definitely going to look brownish. You understand? But basically what they do is that a pipe is passed from the fermented sugar through this water, and this is the content. This is what comes out, the byproduct. What the water up here does is just to cool down the pipe, because the fermented sugar is burning at a very high temperature and it needs to be cooled down. There's a tap already beside this canoe looking thingy that provides water into the canoe itself. And like I told you, the content of the canoe is not what is being used. All the canoe is used for is to cool down the pipe that runs from the burning fermented sugar liquid over here. Because once the fermented sugar is burning, it blocks the pipe once it's too hot, so it needs to be cooled down. At a point, the water in here itself becomes hot, so they change it by adding colder water so that they can continue cooling down the pipes. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, is the byproduct of all this process. Mind you, the kind of alcohol that is made here is called ethanol. Ethanol basically is alcohol. That is, ethanol is that thing that makes alcohol. It is that thing that tastes like spirit. It is that thing called spirit in alcohol. So, and it is the purest form of alcohol you can get. And that is what they make right here. So from here, you can sell to other people that make things that need alcohol. For example, there are herbal medicines that need alcohol, or that people use in making alcohol. So these are the kind of alcohol you buy to mix those herbal medicines. And there are also some companies or some well-known industries that come to these people to buy alcohol, but we are not permitted to disclose that information. From this keg, they transfer it into those containers and they sell it to people who have needs for them. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that this is a process to which alcohol is made. If you have any question regarding this whole process, I'll be very happy to explain in the comment section. And before then, click on the subscribe button if you are new. If you find this boring video interesting, click on the like button. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.